Back home, as part of Tu B'Shvat commemorations, the Rabbis for Human Rights organization is on Friday planting hundreds of new tree saplings in the village of Wadi al-Rahim in the southern Hebron Hills. The activity, in cooperation with other shared society, human rights, and peace organizations, is being taken in response to damage done to Palestinian agriculture by Jewish extremists. The event is part of the organization's Planting Justice campaign. We heard more from Anton Goodman, Director of Partnerships at Rabbis for Human Rights. We are speaking with Anton Goodman, Director of Partnerships at Rabbis for Human Rights, ahead of a tree planting event which will be held tomorrow. Tell us a little bit about this.
Thank you, Naomi. Yes, we're marking Tu B'Shvat at the moment, and Rabbis for Human Rights is involved in the Planting Justice campaign, leading a series of planting events in Palestinian communities across the West Bank, in Bedouin towns in the Negev, and also this year in communities which have been displaced within Israel from the Gaza envelope and the northern border region. And this project is a project, it connects to Tu B'Shvat, kind of the spiritual message of planting a tree for the future. It's a sign of solidarity, and it's also a sign of really respecting human rights and people's safe and secure future on this land.
So where will this event be taking place?
So tomorrow we're going to be in Masafayata, which is in the South Hebron Hills, which is really a hotspot at the moment for extremist settler violence. We're seeing many communities there in Area C being intimidated from their lands, being attacked daily. It's an untenable reality, and so it's important to go and to show some solidarity, show support, and to stand up for the human rights of these individuals.
How have your activities been impacted by the ongoing war?
Well, I think the war's impacted all of our lives. There's human suffering everywhere we look. And at the same time, there's a growing voice for violent response, for revenge, for, total victory we hear sometimes in Israeli society. There's no such thing as total military victory. Victory is only when we save lives, when we make lives better. There's an inherent sanctity to human life. That's at the root of our Jewish identity, of our values. And so this war has been such a terrible time in seeing the human suffering across our region. And we have to really act and respond to what we're seeing, and in some way build hope towards a future where there won't be suffering and there'll be more justice and equality and a future for all peoples on this land.
Has there been an impact on relationships with your partners in your projects? Has it strained them? Has it strengthened those relationships?
There's absolutely been a response in the fact that we have more partnerships with Palestinian communities and organizations. We find shared values, shared beliefs, and a shared vision for what we'd like to see happen on the land. And so our partnerships are with, from local Palestinian farmers to mayors of towns, and also up to the governor level in the Palestinian territories. And this is very meaningful to be in touch with people, to hear their voices and their stories, to amplify it within Israeli society, and to build more partnerships.
Tell us a little bit about the actual tree planting, what kinds of trees will be planted tomorrow, and why this area was chosen.
So this is similarly symbolic. We plant olive trees. Olive trees have such cultural significance in both of our cultures, in both Jewish and Palestinian. A symbol of peace, a symbol of connection to the land, and a tree which gives fruit for generations to come. The belief, to plant an olive tree. It's a belief in the future, and it's something you're doing not just for yourselves, but for your children's generation. And so we're going to be planting olive trees together with communities in the area where olive trees have been attacked and are attacked regularly, unfortunately. There are those extreme settlers who see the need to, cut down olive trees and to intimidate Palestinian communities, and that they know the significance of these. And so coming to plant olive trees, it's got spiritual significance, and it's also got physical significance.
And you mentioned that this Planting Justice project is in many locations. How many trees have been planted through this project?
Well, so far we've planted over 800 trees, and we're definitely going to be planting well over 1,000. We've added this year communities that have been displaced during this brutal war. And we're going to be next week twice in the Gaza envelope and the Negev region, planting trees with communities that are very sadly still not back, that haven't returned. We also planted trees in northern Israel by the Lebanese border, and it's a sad sight to see towns that have been neglected for the last year, and we're really hopeful that people are going to be returning and that the government is going to be providing the necessary rights for the citizens of Israel, and also respecting and enforcing the human rights for the Palestinian residents of the occupied territories.
So if anyone is interested in this project, where can they find information?
You can find us on all the social media sites, on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter, and we have a website as well where you can sign up. And in fact, you can even donate a tree for Tu B'Shvat and receive a beautifully designed certificate at tree-rhr.org.
Thank you so much for speaking with us.
Thank you.
Anton Goodman of Rabbis for Human Rights.